Hello, Jeff, Africa's Last Dance. During my pre-Christmas, it's the 22nd today. This is the meat of Christmas right here. 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Get Christmas going right now, because when Christmas hits on the 25th, within 6 hours it seems like it's over. Okay, so these days here have usually been the days especially as I've gotten older, I pay attention and try to embody this beautiful time of year and the spirit that it involves. Although in a way, listen to me, this is very, very interesting. Christmas for me doesn't really start at the and end at the end of December, middle and December. Christmas for me these days, especially with what I've been up to, is something that lasts all year. The spirit of Christmas really lasts all year for me these days. So it's a little bit less potent in that sense. It comes and goes, and I still love it. I I really do. I get out there and mix it up, and it's wonderful. But it's less potent because it doesn't end at the 26th. It continues on as we are doing this very important spiritual work, and it continues on throughout the year, really, with what we're trying to bring forth. We're trying to bring really the spirit of Christmas forth into the whole year. So it's not just a certain time of the year. But it's really lasts the whole year with what we're up to here, learning how to become a God-centered, heart-centered human being. Okay, now here we go. We're still reviewing. Okay, we're reviewing. We did the heart. We ended the heart magnetization review last week. Now we're going to start what I mean by mental demagnetization on this one. One good thing to do. Remember, I told you how you do certain. I do that exercise in the morning and during the day. I put my hand on my heart and kind of bring those moments together. Here, this one, slowing the moment down is incredibly powerful and incredibly effective. As I put my hand on my heart, I slow this moment down. Slow it down. Slow this moment down. And then you sense a certain lusciousness, a certain pleasure coming into the moment. And then you say, as I become one. As I become one with this moment. As I become one with each person in this moment. As I become one. As I become one. As I become one. The combination of slowing it down and as I become one is very powerful and is very, very nice. Learn how to slow the moment down as you find yourself rushing a little bit on that time track. Take yourself off that time track and learn how to slow the moment down. Okay? We can, that's how you learn to do things effortlessly. Okay, that mantra I do, the falling back, relax, into each breath, into each moment, each and every movement in love and in joy. Ever the sharp eye to slow everything down. We create, as well as, like I say, ever the sharp eye to slow, that's what I'm talking about, slow everything down. We create a sense of effortlessness in the things we have to do. And there's really no excuse with if you exercise a little bit of effort and skill at that. We begin to take the effort out of things as you fall back into it and just relax and you take yourself off that time track. You get present in the moment. You don't think of God, I can't wait till this is over so I can get back to my life. All those types of things. You just fall back into it and relax. You take the effort out of it. Okay, I swear to God, give it a try. It's the least you can do. And there's no real excuse not to want to do and start stepping into some of the things we're speaking of here on this channel. Okay, as we make it from our heads into our hearts. Okay, the effort life is effortless life is really what we want to as we learn how to step into the flow. Is what we want to move toward. So things become a flowing effortlessness, an artful movement, okay? The art of living. That's why they call that. Is because as you become sensitive in the heart reality, all of life becomes an artistic expression, more or less. And it is where we want to go, okay? Life isn't such a drudging mess any more mundane, drudging mess anymore. It becomes alive with artistry, even to our very movements. As we reach for this, or we stretch, or we walk, even our very movements become an expression of art as we get sensitive. And it's quite we're creating a life. We're creating an artful life, an artful, sensitive life as we move through the day. Always maintain higher vibrational responses. Things that happen to you, have higher vibrational ways of handling them. Always be ever mindful of that. Don't do the normal things ego minds do when they're confronted with mean people or things that are disturbing. Learn how to handle them artfully and in higher vibrational ways. Always taking things upward, never downwards. Remember now, 90% of the things that go through our mind, people say even more than that, are completely useless almost. We get addicted and hypnotized to this 3D reality. And then we have all these things pertaining to that go throughout our heads. We're talking about demagnetizing the mind now. That's what keeps us in our minds. We're addicted and hypnotized to this 3D reality through our minds, not through our hearts, but through our minds. Then we began to create delusions, mind-generated delusions about this 3D reality we're addicted to and hypnotized by. Okay, that's essentially what makes up our consciousness in a large degree. There are other things too, but that's it, and that's what we have to begin to take apart when we say demagnetizing this mind. We get emotionally and dramatically involved in these delusions and these addiction and these hypnotizations, and they consume us. And this is what keeps us from knowing our greater expanded self. I've lost my taste for the normal dramas that you see. I used to watch on TV because they're just dramas, and they're unevolved, emotionally dramatic involvements. And unevolved, emotionally dramatic involvements. That's good, huh? We are no longer interested in them, okay? Because they're just sapping our energy, taking away our focus on things on the ball, okay? We have to focus on the ball here, okay? Which is taking apart this mind of ours. Internal dialogue is a persistent problem, okay? Our minds constantly talking to ourselves, enforcing all the things I've just told you about, okay? Our minds always talking to ourselves, keeping us basically trapped in this and magnetized to this mind, okay? It's a persistent issue, internal dialogue. Carlos Castaneda, that was one of the big Don Juan points, was the sapping nature of our internal dialogue and how it keeps us focused on things that would be better to let go. That's breath work. Sudarshan Kriya in my case, any other breath work idea or way that you learn is going to be helpful in lowering the volume and intensity and frequency of that internal dialogue. It is hard to we want greater beingness, okay? We want to move from human doingness to human beingness. Hard to imagine stepping into beingness with things our internal dialogue in our minds always harassing us, all right? So as we slow things down too, by the way, that slows down the internal dialogue and we fall into the moment. And as I become one with this moment, that's what slows down that internal dialogue too. So we are more able to be, okay? That's the goal here. As we get into the heart, our beingness flowers, okay, and starts to reach outward. All those things here keep us from knowing our divine selves, okay? That we are essentially a localized, physicalized, personalized version of God, okay? We're a piece and children of God with unlimited potential. And you want to get to where we want to go fast? Any thought that doesn't align with what I just said, get rid of, okay? All those insecurities and smallnesses and fearfulnesses and all those things that we get, hate, self-dislike, self-hatred, all those things don't align with what I've just said. You slowly start weeding them out and getting rid of them. You got that? We're a localized, physicalized, personalized version of God. And that's what we have to start moving toward, that understanding. All these things I've just mentioned keep us in our minds and away from that one reality. Okay, that's where we have to go as we step into this fifth dimension. We waste energy on thinking that we need stuff. Okay, that's another big one. We need things in the outer world to be happy or to be contented or to finally think we've arrived. We need accolades, anything from people, love from people, to be thought well of by the people around us. We need things. We don't need anything. The truth is, when we drop into their God version of ourselves and divine, we don't need anything. We're just totally self-contained and content. That's what we're after there. We're not after needing anything outside of ourselves. That's a great energy absorber and a complete waste of time. Okay, the fact that we need something to be happy. Okay, we don't. We have it in us. We just have to uncover it. That's the movement there. Superiority. No greater waste of time than trying to be superior. This world is loaded and littered with people trying to be superior to somebody as a way to counteract the egoic smallnesses and insecurities and emptiness and senselessness that we fall into. We think if we're superior to somebody, that's going to handle that. That's our egoic solution. Superiority. That's our egoic solution to the issues, the holes and the issues and all the spaces and darknesses we have in ourselves. Superiority, okay? Disunity. The fact that we're separate and alone and we have to trudge through this world all on our own and face all the others out there and then constantly attacks one way or the other, and we're separate from that, and and that's the 3D reality, and that's all a lie. Okay, I remember I went through that psychedelic trip where I hit using unity consciousness. I wanted to go to school the next day and say, you guys, relax, we're all good. We're all one big happy family. We're individualized portions of one great whole, okay? I saw it. It was a wonderful to see it. I saw it, with my own two eyes, my own two beingness. It was way different than intellectually understanding it. What I saw on that trip, too, is all the things like sarcasm and denigrations of other people, little put-downs we have, little violence, and mental violence we have toward, all those things or inhibitors to getting that disunity conscious. In other words, if we maintain those types of things, and I'll give you a bigger list one day very soon, if we maintain those things, it's going to prevent us from getting to that unity consciousness. Okay, all those negative aspects of mind, double dealing, not being completely honest, lying, all those types of things are going to prevent us from getting to unity consciousness. Okay, I saw that clearly as a 17-year-old boy. I saw that clearly on a psychedelic trip. Trippy, huh? We get involved in political philosophy. It separates us. Okay, I'm right about everything. You sons of bitches are wrong about everything. We're all together, and then you guys are over there. And we get overly involved in our political philosophies. The fact is, these days, left is sometimes right, sometimes wrong. Right is sometimes right, sometimes wrong. What we need people in public life now that understand that and begin to pick the things that they're right about, kind of fuse them together and move forward, and that's what's going to bring us together. We don't need any president that's either all on one side anymore. Okay, we need somebody smart that's in the center and knows that they're not all right on the left and they're not all right on the right, and be able to pick our ways in that and move forward in a political way that brings us together. Okay, we have a lot of forces in society right now tearing us apart. Just at the moment, we should be joining hands and moving forward together as a one. We have all these things coming from our universities that are tearing and separating us. Critical race theory, ideas of white privilege, white superiority, all those types of things that the mayor of Boston. This is trip. She's out of Harvard. Mayor of Boston had a no white Christmas party. Whites aren't welcome. Only minorities. And this is the ideology that's coming out of the intellectualism of our university. Harvard University is supposed to be one of, but they've really taken a fall. They've been stupid as hell recently, and that's what's happening as we witness the failure of pure intellectualism that isn't backed by any sort of divine wisdom. Okay, it's just people shooting off their minds and they don't know what they're talking about. Then even stupider people picking up and saying, "Okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to have a party and no whites are invited." How does it just doesn't get? She's the mayor of Boston, for Christ's sakes, and a perfect example of the people that are coming out of these Ivy League or universities with this bullshit is taking us in the wrong direction. Okay, forget about the past. Okay, let's move forward together now and start to realize that no one's completely right, no one's completely wrong. Put things together and begin to solve some of these problems. But what we're watching now in America, especially, is the failure of pure intellectualism. Okay, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're creating more havoc and mischief than we would like. The people on the streets are better suited to understand these realities than the educated people coming and running these universities. Got that? We got to get to a place where, as we get into greater beingness, we get to a place where all of life is everything to gain and nothing to lose. What's holding us up is so we feel as though we're going to get in situations and lose something, that we're going to be exposed for some sort of weakness or some sort of screwed upness, and that is going to go to the wayside. I know that personally. You're afraid you're going to lose something, be exposed, and everybody's going to find out what a doofus you truly are and how you aren't the thing you pretend to be. All right, and so that's what keeps us from taking grand steps or taking more risk in life. And I've been in mental situations where there was nothing, there were no problems, and everything was laid out before you. Just step into it. There's nothing to lose. You make a mistake, try a different way, but you don't identify with that. I've seen that space before. This is when I was younger, in my teens. They would come across me every once in a while. Fairly rare, though. Special texture. There's it doesn't matter to me what accomplishments people have done in their life, for the most part, generally speaking. What I want to know is, are you still an ego mind at the end of your life, doing as ego mind does, learning no lesson beyond the ego mind, or are you a more heart-centered, more divine-oriented, cosmically connected person who wants to do good and be a good example and help those around them? That's what means something to me. I see a lot of people who have done what we would consider great things. Jobs would be one of them, but they remain an ego mind. And those ego mind, a predictable ego mind, and they remain boring to me as far as that goes. And I'm not interested in what you've done primarily. I want to know who you are and what you've become by the end of your life. That's what I want to know. When we get to heart-centered moments, there's a certain texture in the present perceptual texture of the moment. As we become the heart. Let this be the Christmas message. As we become the heart. And it is one of the most precious, wonderful things that I have ever experienced. And you become bristling, the moment becomes bristling with aliveness as we've dropped that energy, and we've took that energy that is absorbed and magnetized in our head and loosed it. And let it drop to the heart, and we're observing life from that heart-centered energy, and that's what happens. We get a very, very wonderful textural take on the moment. It becomes a very precious. Everything that comes into your sphere is a very precious person, very precious life indeed. The plants, the dogs, any animals, the whole movement of life is a precious apprehension. And that's what happens when we find our way out of our minds into our hearts. I'm going to end this right here. Okay, this is not, once again, we are learning now to get out of our minds, learning all the things that keep us trapped in our minds. I'm trying to keep this short so maybe more people will listen. Now we're beginning. We're taking apart that mind and learning to start to reclaim that energy we lose in our minds and direct it toward our hearts. You got that? Merry Christmas to everyone. It is really a nice time of year, and I want to enjoy these next few days, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. Especially, I recommend you do too. Get out there, get in the hustle bustle, say hello to people, be friendly, be warm, be wonderful. And it's amazing how quickly it comes. By the end of August, Christmas is here, practically. It's like a quickly slide. I picture it as a slide. Once you're at the end of August, beginning of September, you're on a slide through Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, bingo, and bing, bang, boom, and things are moving awfully quickly. There are reasons for that, and we'll go into that one day. Soon I'm going to tell you one of these videos, maybe the next one, what I know about the current Earth situation right now that a few of you are going to believe. But I'm plugged in on this stuff, and I know how to ascertain what's being said and what's true and what isn't. And I know a lot about what's going on in and around Earth right now, and it's quite a story. It's quite a drama. It's a cosmic drama, and it's being played out right here on Earth. And maybe the next or the following, I'm going to devote a third of it to telling you exactly what I know, what's going on right now. Got it? So Merry Christmas to you all, and to all a good night, okay? I'll be home for Christmas. La, 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 la. That's the joke of the day. And I used to have an okay voice, but and so enjoy Christmas. I won't say the normal stuff. I say, well, that was the song was I am moving. My name is Jeff Africa. I am moving. Make a move. I'm not moving to across the state, across the country, across the world. I am moving from my head to my heart on this Christmas season and becoming a heart-centered human being and creating a whole new life. It's the beginning of everything. Bye now.